Hello from the Bureau with the latest on the flooding situation across Queensland. I'm Jonathan, one of the forecasters here at the National Operations Centre, and joined by Claire Mules, one of our hydrologists. As the focus across large parts of Queensland now shifts towards recovery, at the Bureau our thoughts are with those not only affected by this devastation, but also the emergency crews and everyday people that have worked tirelessly to keep communities safe. Over the past 24 hours, we've continued to see very heavy rainfall along the coast, particularly the stretch between Cardwell and also towards the south of Mackay. And some places have recorded in excess of 2 metres over the past 10 days, including Paluma and Bluewater. And Claire, what is the latest on the flooding situation along the coast?
Yeah, thanks Jonathan. We're continuing to see numerous flood warnings across Queensland, as well as very significant river levels through much of Queensland. I'll start with the Ross River. So we're currently seeing the river levels are easing at Upland Weir within Townsville. They're currently at moderate and are falling. Over the next 24 hours, we do expect those to continue to fall. But with further heavy rainfall, it is possible we could see them rise again. So the Queensland Flood Team will be monitoring the situation closely and be in contact with the agencies in those areas.
And any other flood warnings for that area?
We do have several other flood warnings across much of the Central Coast catchments. Other areas include the Lower Herbert River, where this morning we saw heavy rainfall which resulted in major flood levels at Halifax at the Lower Herbert. We also have the major flood warning continuing in the Burdekin River. So in the Upper Burdekin River at Selheim, we're seeing river levels over 4 metres above McCrossan Bridge. Downstream of Burdekin Dams Falls, we're seeing river levels rising in that area and expecting moderate flood levels to continue to rise during the week.
And across Western Queensland, the rain continues to fall, with places like Julia Creek and Richmond receiving more than 100 millimetres a day, and some places have recorded even half a metre of rain over the past 10 days. And what's the situation across Western Queensland?
Yes, that's right. So the other area of main concern is those catchments in the Gulf area. So we've got major flood levels continuing to rise on the Leichhardt River, as well as flood levels rising in the Upper Flinders catchments at Richmond, and flood levels continuing at Julia Creek, and that has been going on for several days now. In the Lower Flinders, we've got flood levels continuing to rise at Walker's Bend, and we expect those to rise for the next week at least.
Yes, and looking at the kind of rainfall over the next 24 hours, we could see heavy falls continuing along the coastal parts, as well as further towards the west on the southern flank of this low pressure system. Over the coming days, we will see the rain start to ease towards the west as the low pressure system moves into the Coral Sea, but we could see heavy falls continuing along the coast with warnings for damaging winds as well. And so with this rain about and a lot of flooding continuing across large parts of Queensland, it is important to stay up to date with any forecasts and warnings from the Bureau website or app. And as always, follow all advice from your local emergency services.